Let's kick things off with a true visionary, Alexander Graham Bell, the genius behind the telephone. Imagine this. He walks up to Western Union, offering to sell his invention for only $100,000. But hold your horses. Western Union said no. Can you believe it? What they didn't see was a gold mine right under their noses. That missed opportunity birthed the multi-billion-dollar telephone industry. And it's a classic tale of what if Bill saw the future but Western Union couldn't. And oh boy, did it cost them billions, to be precise. But that is just the tip of the iceberg. Our second story hits you right in the gut. Picture this. A local manager, probably like someone you know or even yourself, loses his job. Now, I'm not talking about an ordinary job loss. This was on the evening news. The camera was rolling, and there he stood, desperately pleading to get his job back. Do you know why? It is because he had just taken the giant leap of buying a house. He had put everything on the line and was petrified of losing it all. Fear and self-doubt gripped him, and this heartbreaking story lays it bare. Now, let's connect the dots. If you haven't seen it yet, don't worry. I was right there with you at first. But when it suddenly became clear, it struck like a lightning bolt. Robert's message is that inventing an idea that pumps money into your pocket is 1,000 times better than being a manager or a director in a big corporation. Why? Well, because in the corporate world, your job security can vanish in the blink of an eye. These stories are your wake-up call, urging you to step into the world of financial independence. That is essentially the key takeaway from this chapter. But as always, Robert doesn't just highlight the problem, he offers us the solution and the path to financial success. He says to be financially smart, you need skills, but you also need guts. Take risks, be bold, and convert fear into power. This advice can be unsettling since many play it safe with money. But Robert emphasizes that courage can make the difference in leading a successful life. As a teacher since 1984, it pains him to see students with answers afraid to act on them. Having a high financial IQ lets you embrace the future with excitement, not dread. You will spot opportunities while others hesitate. The world is always changing, and those who develop their financial intelligence can see the opportunities amid the changes. You see, land was wealth 300 years ago. Factories were the key to riches later. And today, wealth is in information. But information travels at the speed of light across the globe, and changes are faster and more dramatic. Those who develop their financial intelligence will not only survive but thrive in their ever-changing landscape. Robert emphasizes that financial intelligence is about having more options and finding ways to create opportunities or adjust situations in your favor. Luck isn't just something that happens. You can create it by developing your financial intelligence. Money, which is essentially an agreement, isn't your greatest asset. Our minds are. By training your mind well, you can create wealth from mere ideas and agreements, instead of merely putting money away each month, which is a sound idea. Robert Kiyosaki encourages us to look beyond traditional savings. He shares an example from early 1990s when the economy in Phoenix was terrible. And this reminds me of a very famous investing quote that says, "The stock market is the only place where people run out of the store during a sale." However, Robert doesn't do that. Instead, he and his wife Kim saw it as an opportunity and invested in real estate. They bought a home worth $75,000 for only $20,000. While the purchase was being processed, they ran an ad offering the $75,000 house for only $60,000. As soon as the house was legally theirs, they sold it, making everyone happy. You see, market conditions may vary, but Robert encourages us to look for opportunities everywhere. It's a matter of recognizing them, and sometimes they are hidden in plain sight. Robert's philosophy is to plant seeds in his asset column. By starting small and planting these seeds, some will grow into significant investments. They also have a stock portfolio where they buy high risk, speculative private companies just about to go public. It's a risk, but the more you develop your financial intelligence, the lower the risk becomes. The smarter you are, the better your chances of beating the odds. Robert recognizes that some may argue there aren't real estate bargains where they are, but he believes that prime opportunities are often overlooked. Most people aren't financially trained to recognize the opportunities right in front of them. As you develop your financial IQ and put it into practice, remember to have fun. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but always have fun. Don't be afraid of losing, because failure is part of the process of success. There are two types of investors: those who buy pre-made investments and those who create their own. If you want to be the second kind of investor, you must develop three main skills: finding opportunities that others miss, raising capital, and surrounding yourself with smart people. But always remember, there is a bit of a risk involved. Don't avoid it. Learn to manage it. That wraps up chapter 5 of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Courage, financial smarts, and planting seeds of wealth are key takeaways. Stay curious, stay money savvy, and see you in the next video.